Hey guys, and welcome back to Home Plate Kitchen. Today we'll give you a tutorial on how to make jerk turkey wings. Don't forget to like and subscribe below. Starting off with our turkey wings. So the excess skin that you see on the top as well as on the bottom, we're going to cut those off, and we're going to cut each wing in half right at the joint, as well as make a hole in the top and the bottom before we clean it. So how I clean my meat, I use lemon as well as vinegar. If you do not have both, you could use either the vinegar or the lemon, or you could use lime. Either one of your preference is fine. In this household, we use both. Here we have our bell peppers, our red onions, scallion and thyme. I have my garlic powder, black pepper, onion powder, salt, Miss Dash. This one does not have any salt intake in it. All-purpose seasoning, vegetable seasoning, and our jerk sauce. Now, as you can see, when I poke the hole in the top and the bottom of each wing, that is how it looks, as well as taking off all the excess skin. So there you have it. Now for the lemon, I'm going to cut it in half, and then each half I'm going to go ahead and cut that as well in half. Then we put that in the bowl with the wings, and then I'm going to put some vinegar on top as well. And this is actually how you clean your meat. And with that, I'm going to add some water to it, some cold water. Everyone cleans their meat a little bit different. But growing up, this is how I actually learned how to do it, and I just kept the tradition going with my children. So we actually rub each wing with the lemon, front and back, just get everything in there. So each piece of wing, you use the lemon on it as well. And then you're just gonna squeeze each piece of lemon that we actually cut. You're gonna squeeze the excess into the vinegar and the water. Then you're gonna mix that all together. Just wash everything, and this is actually how we wash our meat before we start preparing. Gonna pour that excess off, add some fresh cold water, and then this is how you just rinse the excess lemon and vinegar off the meat. Just gonna rinse that off, and then I'm gonna pour that water away. And then once we do that, then now we're actually gonna season our meat. So we start with the black pepper. Again, when you're seasoning, season to your desired taste. We have our garlic powder. Just pour everything together. Then we're going to add our onion powder. So I'm going around the meat, as you can tell, but again, season your meat to your desired taste. A little bit of salt. Don't need to add a lot of salt because the other season already have salt in it. Then we have Miss Dash. This particular one does not have any salt. I know some of them do, but the one that I use for Miss Dash does not have any salt intake in it. Then we have our vegetable seasoning. Just gonna pour some of that in there. And now we have our all-purpose seasoning. You could use adobo if you choose to do that as well. I know a lot of people likes to use that. I use all-purpose seasoning from Grace. Then we have our jerk sauce. For the jerk sauce that I use the brand is Grace. They normally have 3 levels of heat. You have hot, You have mild, and then you have honey. For my kids, they love the honey one, so a lot of times I just use the honey. But it has a little bit of heat to it as well, but they also taste the honey. So it all depends on your preference. If you want to go hot, you want to go mild, or you just want a little bit of sweet and spicy at the same time, then you will use the honey. Right now I'm using the honey jerk. So I'm just getting the season all in, rubbing each wing or each part of the wing into the seasoning. Just get it all in. And for this, we're gonna have it sit overnight. You can have it sit one night or 2 nights, or maybe a couple of hours. So the longer the meat sits in the seasoning, the better it tastes, so to speak, because it has time to marinate. So I'm actually making sure that everything is touching the meat, getting all the little creases and corners and turns, nothing left untouched, right? So I just massage that in. And then once I do that, then we're just gonna cover it and put it in the fridge to have it sit overnight. See, a lot of it is at the bottom, right? So we just don't want the seasoning to just sit at the bottom. We wanna make sure it's on the meat. So we cover that and put it in the fridge. So now we have our pan, and we're gonna pour our meat right into the pan. There's no need to add oil or butter. That's not necessary, but if that's what you wanna do, it's all up to you. We're not adding that right now, but we don't need it because it's definitely gonna be nice and juicy at the end. You won't be disappointed. And we're just gonna separate each one, just have it even in the pan. Right? You don't want them on top of each other. Just have everything even. So that's what I'm doing right now. And once that's all done, now is when I add my red onions, my bell peppers, my scallion, as well as my thyme. You don't have to put red onions. If you have yellow onions, you could do that as well. If you only want to use a particular color of the bell pepper, it's all up to you. I just like the colors and the flavors that each one brings out. So I'm using the red, the green, as well as the yellow. And you're just gonna spread that all on top of the wings. Get it nice and saturated. And that's the thyme. I'm just gonna evenly put the thyme. If you will wanna use thyme, that's up to you. You could use rosemary as well. It all depends on your taste bud. Then once everything is over the wings, now I'm gonna add a fork paper. So I'm just gonna cut just enough to cover the top. And then I'm gonna fold each corner, each end right under the bottom of the pan. And I'm gonna do this twice because the foil paper that I have is very thin. So I'm gonna use 2. Right, I'm just gonna put the second one on top of the first one and do the same thing as I did before. Just putting everything under the brim of the pan right there. And we're actually gonna put this in the oven for 3 hours. Yes, 3 hours. You heard me correctly. And I'm poking 3 holes in the top. Right? Again, this is optional. I choose to do it. You're gonna put the oven on 350 degrees. And we're gonna let it sit there for 3 hours. Okay? Right? And after 3 hours, be careful removing because it is hot. So you see the smoke, and the entire kitchen smells like jerk wings. Remind me so much of Jamaica. You could also do this on the grill, but I'm choosing to do it in the oven. As you can see, the wings are done. They're already falling off the bone, right? So they are cooked, but we're just gonna put it in the oven for another 20 minutes just to make some char on top. Okay? Looks gorgeous. Smells real good. I just hope you could have smelled it too. And we're gonna put that back in for roughly about 20 minutes. When 20 minutes is up, then our jerk wings are finished. And at the end, this is what they look like. You hear the sizzle, you see the char on the outside, you already know inside is cooked. And that's the jerk wings. Don't forget to like and subscribe below. Until next time, thank you for watching Home Plate Kitchen.